What's up, everybody? Guy Connor Lester here, bringing you a deck tech, mono-red Sledgehammer, dirty red, whatever you want to be calling it. Been following Travis Wu for the last couple weeks as he's been playing this deck. We've had high hopes to try and make this viable in a world full of Thragtusks, Restoration Angels, Hunt Masters, Centaur Healers. I mean, it's kind of hard to play past all that life gain. It seems infinite. Even decks running Trostany. But you know what? This deck is dirty. It goes straight under them, over them, around them. It gets in there, and it gets in there quick. Like a sledgehammer. Packs enough punch to get in there and get the job done. We're going to take a look at the card choices. I recently played this deck, this exact list, at just a local Monday Night Magic tournament at my local game store. It was 4 rounds, went 3-1 with it. But I'll tell you more about that in the article I'm going to be writing about the tournament report. It'll be up on my website. I'll leave the link below. I will also leave the deck list below. You can look at it, tweak it, do whatever you want with it. Dirty red. So we'll go ahead and go over the card choices of the deck. Start with our burn spells. Can't be playing a red deck without burn spells. We have 2 Pillar of Flame in the main board. You might be thinking you want 4, what with red-black zombies running rampant. Hoof, there it is, the Critter Hoof Behemoth deck, running infinite amounts of mana creatures. It's a really great card, but I feel like I want more creatures. I feel like I was doing more damage with my creatures, so I have 2 in the main, 2 in the side for now. But I do have the 4 Searing Spears in the deck, the full set of these, 2 mana, 3 damage. I feel like it's never been better. Feels really good. There's a lot of things that this kills, a lot of problems this solves, and I feel like you want the full set no matter what. I don't really ever board these out. I mean, even against control matches, I do like slinging 3 to the face. Depends on how slow their deck is, though, but usually there's a Thragtusk to kill. Thragtusk you gotta get past. Which then brings us to our creatures. We'll start with the low end. We have our 1-drops, 4 Stromkirk Nobles. They are great. I mean, they're not as good as they used to be in previous standard. There was a lot more humans running around, but these still kind of sneak in some damage sometimes, getting past humans. But if you're on the play, I mean, if they're your first play of the game, it's great. They're quick, they get big, they get out of hand, sling and burn, Piheart Wolf in there, good stuff. They get real big real quick. Usually that's your optimum first turn play. Also, for Rakdos Cacklers, 1 for a 2/2. It's good. Can't block. Sometimes it's a Mons Goblin Raiders if you needed to block, which is kind of underwhelming. But as far as 1-drops go, this is aggressive. It's a 2/2. It's exactly what we want in a 1-drop in this deck. Moving on, we have our 2-drops. We'll start with the Gorehouse Chainwalkers. Kind of a jump up from the Rakdos Cackler. 2 for a 3/2 when you unleash it. It's aggressive. 3 power for 2 mana. Can actually be pretty big. Nothing to laugh at. If you're burning creatures out of the way or turning creatures sideways, I mean, they'll get there. They're not the best 2-drop, and I have hopes for better as the sets go on. This card feels pretty lacking, but there are some games when you just Gorehouse them out. Next, we have 2 Lightning Maulers. This is something Travis Wu messed around with, and he actually ended up cutting from the deck. I really like Lightning Mauler. In this deck, most of your creatures have haste, so it kind of just cashes in on late-game Gorehouse Chainwalkers, Hound of Gristle brand. But really what I like is playing this turn 2, leaving it unbonded, and bonding it with a Piheart Wolf the next turn. It's pretty devastating for your opponent. Really aggressive plays doing that. And then we have our best 2-drop, of course, the Ash Zealot. When she was spoiled, we all knew she was going to be great. 2 for 2/2, first strike haste, and her other ability is not useless at all. We have decks like the Reanimator decks, Flashing Back Faithless, Looting Tracker's Instincts, Lingering Souls. We have control decks, Flashbacking Forbidden Alchemies, and Think Twices. I mean, there will always be no shortage of spells for this to deal 3 damage to your opponent from. Snapcaster Mage, I mean, that's huge, right? Blue-White Flash is a thing. So next, we're going to bump up to Piheart Wolf. This creature is amazing. This is the only reason this deck feels as good as it does to me. And some of the dirtier plays it does, dirty red, this is pretty dirty. I mean, if you don't know what it is, 3 for the 1/1, Undying. When it attacks, all your creatures have to be double blocked or they can't be blocked. So this is really good. Again, coming off a turn 2 Lightning Mauler, giving it haste. Your creatures get in there. They can turn 5, they can Farseek and turn 5 slam down a Thrag Tusk. But if you have a power out, they're not going to be able to race you because they're not going to be able to block with their Tusk at all. They can't cash it in. Next, we have 4 Hell Riders. This card's just insane. The card does infinite damage, at least 12 million. It's crazy. And also, sometimes when you just got to leave a Hell Rider back because you don't want to lose it, you can get in over a couple turns. It says whenever a creature you control attacks, not Hell Rider itself. So you can cash in on its ability anytime you want. Redirect its damage to Planeswalkers, that's huge. I've gotten a couple people that way when they've played their Tamiyo and tapped on my Hell Rider. I mean, sometimes people just don't read the cards, but whatever, And then we do have 1 Hound of Gristle brand in the main. This card's pretty awesome. 2/2 double strike. Trades or kills everything you want it to. Its first half trades with Restoration Angel, Thrag Tusk. Second half just straight up kills Thrag Tusk. Does what you want it to do. It's really good against board clears of the non-terminus variety because of its Undying ability. Then we have the big guy, Ma Hellkite. We are running enough land in this deck that 4 of these guys is exactly where we want to be at our top end. 5 for a 5/5 flying haste that guarantees getting in there by pinging all your opponent's flyers and tapping them down. Sometimes you just got to go over the top of a Thrag Tusk, and this guy does just that for you. And then we move on to our mana base. 21 basic mountains. This deck runs 24 lands, got to support that top end, and 3 Helion Crucibles. Helion Crucible's a great card against board clears, control decks. Sometimes you'll get a couple pressure counters on there, crack a Helion at the end of their turn, surprise them with a block, crack for 4. He helps get in there and finish the job. It's the main board, let's move on to the side. Alright, here we got the sideboard. Start out small, 2 Pillar of Flames, like I explained. No surprise there. Sometimes you want 4 against the pre-mentioned decks. They're just really good, cheap burn. Next we have 2 Thunderbolts. Interesting card. When they tap out for Olivia, you can get them, end of turn. Restoration Angel, they're trying to surprise you with blocks, you can get them. A lot of the times this has been 3 to the face, even in the decks that I bring in against Restoration Angel. And things such as that, kills Fettergeist. It's just been a really good card though. I've actually really liked bringing this in against Blue Eye Flash and the like. It's been a really good card. Next we have 4 Flames of the Firebrand. This card is an absolute blowout against certain decks. The Hoof There It Is deck, this card's amazing. Kills all their mana dorks. Sometimes you can 3-for-1 them. Like, that's nuts. Really good against token decks, green-white aggro, what have you, when they're playing, a 1-drop into a 3-drop that's a 2/2. You can just blow them out completely with this card. Next we have 3 Mizium Mortars. Sometimes you want to kill something with 4 toughness. Loxodon, Smiter, Olivia, Angel, things like that. You just need to kill them. And if you get to cash in on the overload, that's good. I mean, that's the upside. Card can be overloaded for crazy value. And then we have 2 more Hounds of Gristle brand. Bring these in against control, board sweeper decks. They're really good. The slower decks, the mid-range decks, you can slam one of these, and they're going to stick around for a while. Unless they get Detention Sphered or sever the Bloodline. But I've been really liking these guys. Didn't even think about this card until I saw Travis Wu trying it out, and it's been really good since then. Then we have 2 Stone Rights. These are really good when I kind of just want another creature. I want to come out of the gates a little faster, and late game I can pair it up with my Ash Zealot, make her a huge threat, put it with my Thundermaw Dragon, my Thundermaw Hellkite in the air, and make him even bigger than he already is, and the game a little quicker. The fire breathing effect is quite nice. I used to have 3 of these in the main deck, and I really liked them there. So personally I like this card a lot, and I find myself bringing it in against a lot of decks. Being able to make your little guys trade, it's a really good ability. Thanks for watching. I sincerely appreciate the support. There's more to come. Check out my website if you want to see more, GuyConnorLester.com. It's going to be great. I'm going to be putting up personal articles, basically my life in relation to Magic. You'll see more deck text like this, and then you can let me know what you want to see from me. I mean, if you want to see articles about a certain thing, if you want to see a certain deck tech, I'd be more than happy to get it together and do it for you. I can even write a tourney report. I play in local tournaments all the time. Be happy to try out different decks. Just let me know. Again, thanks for the support. Guy Connor Lester. Thanks.